Hi guys, it's Dr. Mohammad Usman and I am back with another video. If you haven't liked my YouTube channel, do visit my YouTube channel and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay updated. You can also visit my Facebook page for updates. So let's talk about today's topic. So today we will be talking about how you can do one sample t-test in Minitab. Before we start and move up to the one sample t-test, I will tell you about the uses first. It is used to compare your process mean with the target value. You can use one sample t-test to compare a mean value to a benchmark, such as competitors' claim or historical average. On second note, you can use it to estimate the value of your process mean. You cannot really know the true mean of your data without measuring every possible observation. So a one sample t-test can give you a practical estimate of the mean in form of a confidence interval, which is a range of values that is likely to contain the mean. You can use any kind of data with the one sample t-test, but that data should be numeric and continuous. The data should follow a normal distribution and the t-test should not violate the assumptions of the larger sample sizes approximately greater than 30. The data should also be independent and randomly collected. So let's talk about now how you can do the one sample t-test. In this one, we will be talking about energy expenditure, which is measured for 15 randomly selected upper income families in a country. And we will be checking that whether the expenditure differs from the published value of 1080 or not. So for this one, we will be working on a worksheet energy.mtw. So similar like we have worked before, go open worksheet. Over here, if you don't have this column, click this one, you will be moving into this folder. Go over to the energy.mtw over here. You will just click it open and you have a cost over here, opened over here, and you have many different values. So when we are working on the Minitab, the one sample t-test, confidence interval and the test procedure are used to make inferences about the population mean, as we have talked about. So when we are having a sample over here, we will be doing the hypothesis test, and it will be used to know that whether your assumption is true or not. So to tell you about the hypothesis, there are two types of hypothesis. One is the null hypothesis and second is the alternative hypothesis. So let's test over here. You will go into the basic stats, you will go over here and you will go over one sample t-test. You will just click it and this column will open here. So if you have multiple column, you can just click on this one and you can just move on the other value, but as already we have one column, we will just click OK and you will be performing the hypothesis test. So we have written the hypothesis mean 1080. This can be a value that can differ according to your options. You have also options of making histogram, individual value plot or box plot. I will go into the detail when they are built up over here. So let's see what is built up over here. So when I will click OK, there will be a number of graphs open over here. We will talk one by one after when we are moving and describing this one. So you have over here values like test of u 1080 versus not equal to 1080. So what is infers to you? It infers to you that suppose you have a sample of 15 household and you are want to know the basic value. So on the basis of this summary and data, it tells you that it is likely that actual mean of the energy expenditure for all upper income families is different than the published value of 1080. Thus your hypotheses are null hypothesis is equal to 1080 and alternative hypothesis is equal to not equal to 1080. So over here you have 15 variables. Your mean is 1301, your standard deviation is 231, your SE mean is 59.6 and your t value is 3.31 and p value is 0.02. So when we are testing the mean, we have got a value like what is the basic one sample t value, one sample t test of this one. So the confidence interval looks like to be giving you a range for both of the values which are different above the two sample or one sample t test. So this t test give you two statistics that can use to conduct a test of mean, a t value which is 3.71 and a p-value. So the t-value is not very informative by itself, but it is used to calculate the p-value. So the p-value will be telling you like how likely that you would obtain your sample with the particular mean or the standard deviation. So the example output over here is here, like for the energy data t is equal to 3.71 and the associated p-value is 0.02. This p-value means that there is only a 0.2% chance that you would have obtained your sample if your null value was actually 1080. So this tells you that like how you can work on your data and 1080 sample will be achieved and what is the percentage of this one. Already we have made some of the graphs. One of them is the histogram and the other is the box plot. So talking about the histogram, what it conveys to you. There are three things in your histogram. One is shape, second is mean, third is the confidence interval, and on the last we have a reference value. So when we have the histogram made over here, the histogram shows that the energy expenditure data seems to indicate that they are roughly normally distributed. It is often difficult to evaluate normality when the sample size is small. So over here we have a sample size is small, so it is hard to evaluate that whether your distribution was normal or not. The graph also illustrates that your null value is likely to be greater than the reference value specified in your h0, since the value was 1080, that is smaller within the confidence interval, like you have seen over here when we are talking about this one. So your mean was 1301 and your 1080 value was smaller than this one. The second graph we have made is the individual value plot of your energy. This graph tells you about that energy expenditure data indicates that most of the values in the sample are between 1100 and 1400. The graph is also indicating that your null hypothesis is likely to be greater than the reference value specified by you, since the value is 1080 smaller than the itself from the confidence interval. So it is just telling you there is the h0 and here is the mean, and your value was over here 1080. So this was smaller than your assumption and the h0 was 1080. So basically the mean is greater than your individual value or the hypothesis value which you have given one. The third plot which we have made on this one is the box plot. Basically box plot gives you the same idea but a little more detail. It will also tell you about the median, that is approximately 1250. This value is somewhat less than the mean 1301 that we have seen, but it is still greater than the reference value specified which is in h0, which is 1080. In fact, the h0 is located to the left of the box. If we can see that h0 is over here, and your different 75% of the values are located on the right of the box. So it shows that the values in the sample are greater than 1080. Thus it seems unlikely that your value like assumption of h0 will be equal to 1080. The 95% confidence interval for the mean also indicates that your null value is greater than the 1080. So since your null value lies outside the confidence interval, we can say that 95% of the confidence that null value is not equal to 1080, or you can say that your sample size of the chances of finding the sample size is very less, and it cannot be equal to 1080. So this is how you can calculate one sample t-test in Minitab. So the test of one sample t-test can be changed according to the values, and you can already do it by working in the Minitab. So this video was up to here. If you like my video, do visit my YouTube channel and like and subscribe to it. You can also earn training certificate from our video channel. The process is as follows, and it is easy for you. We have issued many certificates for many participants, and you can also get special certificates. So what you are waiting for? Go today to my YouTube channel and like and subscribe to it. Thank you.